Hey everyone, welcome back to another video here on the channel. Today we have an exciting one because behind me I have my very first Kia press vehicle, and that's the 2025 Kia K4 GT Line Turbo, or the most fully equipped version of the current generation K4. Now, Kia was kind enough to approve me for their press vehicles after the 2025 Mama Spring Rally. So I want to give a huge thanks to them for sending vehicles out for me to give you guys a better understanding of, because if you guys have followed along over the last several years, or may not know, I have a lot of experience behind the wheel, and my personal vehicle is a Hyundai vehicle, but Hyundai and Kia are actually quite different organizations and companies when it comes to not only their products, but just how they operate and some of the packaging feature set of their vehicles and things like that, which a lot of people out there unfortunately are not aware of. But if you cross shop the Hyundai and Kia, then you probably do realize that they are quite different. And today I'm excited to get a better understanding of what the 2025 Kia K4 has to offer, like I said, in its current generation. Now, if you guys want to know a little bit more about it and my final thoughts on this vehicle, make sure to stay tuned for my dedicated likes and dislikes, as well as a comprehensive driving review of this exact vehicle behind me. But in today's video, I want to simply do a quick walk around tour of this GT Line Turbo with the optional technology package, which brings it just over the $31,000 price point, including destination, and has some very impressive features that one would not have expected on a vehicle in the compact sedan segment just a handful of years ago. So without further ado, let's not waste time. Take a look at this K4 GT Line Turbo. So the K4 in front of us is finished in the Morning Haze exterior with the black and off-white two-tone synthetic leather on the inside. Now, if you're a fan of a gray with a hint of green to it, this is certainly going to be the exterior color for you, and as a whole, I think it looks quite attractive, especially when paired with the GT Line's gloss black trim and wheels, just to give it a slightly more sporty exterior appearance. Now, starting at the front end of the GT Line Turbo, you're going to find the nicer lighting package on the exterior with your amber daytime running lights and turn signals in that large boomerang portion, with full LED projector headlights and fog lights on this vehicle in the rest of the housing right here. Now, this one, having the technology package, also gets the front, rear, side parking sensors, 360 surround view camera system, and the Highway Drive Assist 2, which is the more advanced driver assist system for hands-on highway driving experience. And of course, Kia has rolled out their new updated logo over the last several years of their vehicles. Now, coming around to the side profile, you can see that GT Line gloss black trim that runs across the entire bottom section of the vehicle and matches the gloss black wheels. And speaking of those wheels, I actually really do like the design with the silver calipers behind them. Now, this is going to be a gloss black 18-inch wheel riding on a 235/40 18-inch Kumo all-season tire, which you can see is going to be a nice typical all-season for a vehicle in this segment. Coming up to the mirrors, they are going to be gloss black as well with your LED turn signal integration. A little bit of bright silver trim with a gloss black here just to break up the roof line and the belt line a little bit. And they do have the cameras on the bottom for that 360 camera system. Blind spot detection, of course, is standard, non-auto dimming, but you do have proximity entry with the digital key functionality on both of the two front door handles, as well as lighted front door handles. So at nighttime, if you're approaching the vehicle with the proximity key on you, they will illuminate, just to understand where to grab the handle at. Now, no roof rails on this vehicle or anything like that. We do have the oversized single sunroof that is fully power with a power sunshade on the inside with a little bit of body color before we get to the rear window glass. And then coming out back, we do have more LED lighting out back as well for the taillights. Turn signals are all up in that upper section with a single reverse light in the middle of the rear bumper, which is a very unique design choice. Of course, rear parking sensors, like I mentioned, you have a little bit more of aggressive trim or diffuser down here, given this one is the GT Line. Nice silver K4 badging. There's the Kia backup camera, as well as the trunk release, and the GT Line here on the passenger side of the vehicle. And as a whole, like I said, make sure you guys leave your thoughts on the style and design of this vehicle down in the comment section below, because personally, I think it is a little bit on the polarizing, or certainly much different than that of the traditional compact sedan. But certainly some people out there are definitely going to like it and think it is attractive. But let's go and take a quick look at the window stickers so you guys know exactly how this one is equipped before diving onto the interior. So taking a look at the window sticker, the K4 GT Line normally comes with the 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder paired to the IVT transmission, but does get the Sport Tune multi-link independent rear suspension. Now, of course, there's going to be a host of standard equipment, including wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay on the new 12.3-inch touchscreen with built-in navigation, dual zone automatic climate, the mix of cloth and SynTex seating surfaces with a power driver's seat and heated seats. Now, the GT Line Turbo sits above that vehicle and adds the 1.6-liter turbo engine and the 8-speed automatic transmission, along with a power sunroof, LED projector headlights and fog lights, rear combination lights, the SynTex seating surfaces with the Harman Kardon premium audio, and rear AC vents. Now, on top of that, this one has the turbo technology package for $2,200, which adds the digital key, memory driver's seat, ventilated front seats, front rear side parking sensors, highway drive assist 2, 360 camera system, and the multicolor LED ambient interior lighting for a total MSRP of $31,445, including destination. So take a look on the interior. Like I said, this one has the black and off-white two-tone synthetic leather on the inside, but there are going to be a couple different interior colors that one can choose from. Starting out here on the door pan, you're going to find a good mix of soft touch and hard touch plastics. Upper section is going to be soft touch with a texture to it. This entire back section is going to be that smooth synthetic leather along with the armrest. And then you will find power windows, mirrors, and locks, with the two front windows being fully automatic up down. You have heated and cooled seats, as well as 2-position memory driver seat and the Harman Kardon premium audio system with color selectable ambient interior lighting, all as part of that technology package, which is great to see. Now, coming to the driver's seat, this is going to be a fully powered driver's seat with 2-way power lumbar. There you can see the white accents, perforations in the middle, and the GT Line embossed in the backrest portion with off-white headrests to match the color accents, which is certainly, again, a unique design touch. And then coming here to the steering wheel, immediately you can see some of those black and white two-tone appearances. So here in the interior of the Kia K4, you're immediately going to see some Kia-specific design language choices versus that of the Hyundai side of things, which of course I've featured in depth here on the channel. Now, with that being said, there is going to be some similarities in terms of the technology with the dual 12.3-inch digital cluster and infotainment system, although this vehicle is separated by a separate digital climate control, which we'll cover here in a second. Now, in front of the driver, 12.3-inch in design, does have that blind spot view camera system, which I mentioned on the exterior. And in the middle, you have the normal configurable portion of the display, which is controlled here on the left side of the steering wheel. So you have your trip information, fuel reset, all the usual stuff cycling down, and then pressing the pages button, you have your navigation. You can put your safety systems up here, and then once again, back to that normal screen with your trip information. Now, coming back to the steering wheel, this does have a unique shaped steering wheel that is going to be heated in this particular vehicle, and does have that two-tone effect with the off-white in the top section. You have the off-white airbag with the Kia logo, and then down below, flat bottom design once again. Drive mode selection here in the middle, and then on the left side you have the highway drive assist, 2 adaptive cruise control, lane follow assist, and on the right side you have your audio multimedia controls for the infotainment, programmable start button, and paddle shifters on the back for the 8-speed automatic transmission. This vehicle does have automatic headlights and fog lights, as I mentioned, with regular intermittent wipers on the right side. To the left of the steering wheel you have your gauge dimming, electronic parking brake, traction control off. Ambient interior lighting is going to be up here just above the vent, as well as on the door panels with some silver chrome trim. And then coming across the dashboard, you can see no heads-up display or anything like that, but it does have the center channel for the Harman Kardon audio. And then coming over here to the infotainment system, this is once again 12.3-inch in size. It has the unique Kia design language, very similar to that of the CCNC hardware. It is the CCNC hardware from Hyundai, just with a slightly different UI theme and overall, text, things like that. But the feature set is going to be very similar between the two vehicles. Wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, Sirius XM, AM, FM, USB, Bluetooth inputs. You have the Kia Connect services, which is not free for the lifetime of the first owner, but you do get a short trial if you were to purchase this vehicle, and it is going to be a monthly subscription fee. And then to the left of that, you do have that digital climate display, which is a unique design element to Kia. Dual zone automatic climate control. You have your defroster settings up here, your 3 automatic fan speeds, everything like that in this 5-inch display. And then below that, you have shortcut buttons for the infotainment system, a volume wheel, which is a unique touch. And then you can manually adjust the temperatures down here, as well as the fan and the mode of where the air is flowing. Wireless charging pad here in the middle of the center console with USB-C charging, data ports, 12-volt outlet, and a physical gear shift with your push button start location in this vicinity as well. Automatic vehicle hold, parking sensors on off, as well as your 360 camera system can be pulled up there. You can scroll around the vehicle just like that of some newer Hyundai products. And then here in the middle, you have two large cup holders, which can be spun out of the way to create a slightly larger storage space if you need it to be. Padded armrest. Inside, you'll find a little bit of additional storage. And then up top, you will find a black headliner, grab handle. Here's going to be the vanity LED illumination. No auto dimming interior rearview mirror in this fully loaded one. That is still an accessory, which I think is a little bit of a disappointment. Up top, Kia Connect emergency services, overhead LED illumination, power sunroof controls, which, like I mentioned on the outside, does have a power retractable shade, which is interesting because the sunroof really isn't all that large, but it does open and pop up to vent if you wish it to do so. Now coming to the second row of the Kia K4, immediately you can see there's an interesting choice of the door handle location, but stepping inside, you're gonna find a lot of the same materials as the front seat. So starting out here in the door panel, this is all gonna be hard touch plastics up top, but this entire lower section and the armrest is gonna be the exact same as the front, with a little bit of additional bottle storage and a silver accent door handle. Now taking a look at these seats, there's gonna be a good mix of white and the perforations, just like that of the front as well. And then stepping inside, you're gonna find a pretty easy ingress, but the roof line does come down just a little bit, so you have to duck your head just like that of a normal compact sedan. There's a quick look at the front seat and the dashboard. And then in terms of rear seat amenities, we do have two AC vents, two USB-C charge ports, a little bit of additional storage for a phone that might be charging just beside that, one map net on the passenger side, and then we do have 60/40 split folding seats with a center armrest, two additional cup holders. You can see the white headrests do continue on in the back seat, overhead LED illumination, grab handles with little coat hooks. And in terms of space behind my actual seating position, this is where the K4 does a pretty good job, as I have 5 or 6 inches of legroom, plenty of footroom down below. And in terms of headroom, this is going to be the one tightest aspect, which I have probably an inch or less of headroom, but my head is not touching the headliner. So in a compact space that's growing in size, I would say this is actually a very comfortable place to spend a little bit of additional time. And there's actually a decent amount of thigh and leg support with the second row seats, even in their fixed position. So really, I wouldn't complain about being back here for a period of time, especially with the AC vents. But of course, it would be nice to see, heated second row seats or something like that in a fully loaded vehicle like this in the low $30,000 price point. Now take a look at the trunk and car capacity of the K4. This is going to be a very impressive aspect of this vehicle in this size and segment. Inside, you will find the levers for the 60/40 split folding seats up top. You have incandescent lighting, which is a little bit of a bummer that's not LED, the subwoofer for that Harman Kardon audio system. But outside of that, it's pretty much going to be one open space. And beneath the floor, you will find the temporary spare tire with the roadside toolkit. And as a whole, I think this is going to be very usable for a vehicle of the size, and the average buyer would be more than happy with that. Now take a look at the passenger front seat. Of course, materials are going to be the same as the driver's side. You have the heated and ventilated seat buttons on the door, and then a 6-way manual adjustable passenger seat with height adjustment. And there's a look at the dashboard with the ambient interior lighting, the AC vents, and then you do have an illuminated glove box with a good amount of usability inside. So yeah, that's a look here at the interior of the K4 GT Line Turbo. Let's go and pop this to powers this particular vehicle before wrapping this video up. So under the hood of the GT Line Turbo, you're gonna find the 1.6-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder paired to an 8-speed torque converted automatic transmission. Now this engine puts out 195 horsepower and 195 pound-feet of torque through the front wheels only, and fuel economy has actually been very impressive over the last week with this particular vehicle. And I'm not going to spoil anything, but make sure you guys stay tuned to my driving review video, which I will go ahead and discuss that in a little bit more detail. But this is going to be rated quite a bit higher than that of some of even my personal vehicle, for example, the Elantra GT N-Line, with a older version of this particular engine. But as a whole, 40 mpg is not out of the question with this vehicle, depending on your type of driving. So that's going to do it here for this quick walk-around tour of the 2025 Kia K4 GT Line Turbo with the optional technology package. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and or found something helpful. If you did, make sure to hit that like button below, subscribe if you haven't already. Huge thanks to Kia for sending this vehicle out for me to test and review. Make sure you guys stay tuned to the channel, as I will have additional Kia products coming here over the next couple of weeks. And as a whole, without spoiling too much from the other videos I will be creating with this vehicle, I have been very impressed. I think it is, for the low $30,000 price point, not only is the feature set extremely impressive, but I think the vehicle in general and its performance has honestly met or exceeded my expectations. The only thing I can say about it is designs are definitely subjective, and this design is quite polarizing and quite in your face in more ways than one, and is not really my particular style. But if you like the styling of this vehicle on the exterior and or the interior, you like the available colors, I think the feature set and just how this vehicle performs from its driving dynamics, fuel economy, just day-to-day livability is very, very good. And really it's punching above its weight in some regards in terms of its price point and price point and utility. So let me know what you guys think of the K4 down in the comment section below. What you think of the overall design and anything else you might want me to know about this particular vehicle. But make sure you guys stay tuned and subscribe here on the channel for additional content that I will have coming. And with all that being said, I appreciate your support and hope to see you guys in the next one.